It's actually weird looking at myself on this screen without a hat or sunglasses on. Is it weird for you guys? There are a lot of people out there that meet me for the first time after knowing about the Bert stuff first. So allow me to dispel all of the speculation you have, okay? See this? Look at this. The transformation is happening. The final piece. As soon as they're on. Hey man, you know what? My name's actually Anthony Y. Yeah. Sorry to let you down. There's not a real hillbilly zombie slayer in Daisy Dukes out there. And if you really thought that was a real person, I question your grasp on reality. But hey, enjoy the show. Fantasize all you want. That's the exact show. This is where the majority of the editing happens for Bert Zombie Survival Guide or anything else that we do on the channel. Spend a lot of time here. I don't whack it a lot here because there is a picture of my son right there kind of overlooking you. It's kind of like to help you remember, do not jerk off your kids smiling at you. And I think that helps me get a lot more work done because, you know, most people, they sit in front of a computer, they want to masturbate. Anyway, I'm actually currently picking out several scenes, several outtakes, bloopers, that kind of thing to kind of give everybody an in-depth look at what we do and what goes into every Bert episode. And I hope to God people find that interesting. Alright, most of the tracks that we use here at ATS Studios on the show, Bert, everything like that, I actually go through and produce all the instruments myself. Some of them are drum loops, some of them are, well no, I guess pretty much most of them are Apple loops or their own mixture of guitar, bass, and luckily Logic Pro has this wonderful thing that it does. Where it has a drummer that you can play with, and it makes things very, very easy to just kind of mix, match, go with what you're going for. And you know, it's weird to me. A lot of people ask what goes into an episode and everything like that. I'm like, well, the intro was one of the more time-consuming things to do the compositing, the coloring, and all that stuff. And we actually are trying to keep it looking as cheap as possible. Mostly because if there was a guy out there like Bert, a hillbilly zombie slayer, who drinks constantly, I don't think that he's going to have a lot of production value. That's just my opinion. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But I don't feel like his channel would be much better. We actually keep most of the images overexposed a bit to make Bert look paler. As you can see right now, I'm not extremely white. The tan lines, on the other hand, are completely real. Yeah, I often wear a t-shirt in the summertime and people ask why. It's like, well, I gotta play this guy on YouTube. And that's, yeah, I walk around looking like Bert all year. It's great. It's a good time. Actually, you know what? As an insider Bert tip right now, I will whip out a guitar and show you exactly how to play the Bert Zombie Survival Guide intro. The guitar that was used to record most, if not all, of the music for Bert is this wonderful Epiphone Les Paul Special 2 that has been upgraded with a DiMarzio SD1 Super Distortion in the bridge position. Gives me like a nice tonality on some of those chuggy riffs. It's a really nice guitar. Playability. I've had this guitar since I was 16, actually. You get your distortion, tune it down to drop D, and most of this happens on the 3rd, 5th, and 6th fret. And that is the Bert intro. The Bert outro goes as such. that's essentially the intro and the outro, and you're welcome, because I know that song has probably gotten stuck in your head, where you're just kind of walking around work, maybe out in public, I don't know, doing birds. Zombies alive again. Birds, zombies alive again. Okay, so people have asked about what banjo do we use on the show, and it's not an actual banjo per se. It's actually a banjitar, 6-string banjo, gidjo, you know, whatever you want to call it. We use a Dean, lovely 6-string with the electric pickup inside. It makes things a lot easier if I have to do post-production work where I missed something while we were picking it. All of the special effects and graphics and things like that are either done with After Effects or HitFilm. Which is HitFilm, if you haven't heard about it, it's a lovely free piece of software, very good compositor, and saves a lot of money. Just because it's free. And it works. The functionality is amazing. The entire intro that you see at the beginning of every episode is done with HitFilm. All the deaths and other effects are done in After Effects. And done somewhat poorly, I might add. I'm not a compositor. I'm not an animator. I didn't go to school for that shit. Just kind of winging it. Thank you, Film Riot. As you can see, I used the Burt Wolverine picture, in case you haven't seen it. It's pretty great. With me pretending to be Burt, pretending to be Wolverine. I guess that's an actor acting as an actor. As a Wolverine. Either way, we use Final Cut for all of the main editing and also some of the imagery for the thumbnails and things like that. Pulling that up right now. I'm actually gathering the clips that I want to use in the behind the scenes, which this video and many others will be a part of. I'm hoping to get everyone here for some interviews, but I mean, a lot of people ask me why we don't have more consistent content coming out, and it's really difficult to get everyone together. This is not what we do for a living. This is something we do for fun. You know, we don't have enough money coming in off of this to do this for a living and consistently. You know, we have work schedules. I myself, I work in a factory. Tony, the zombie tip, he's, I don't know what he does now. I think it's I'm hoping it's construction. If he's back on that street corner, I'm just gonna let him crash here for a while. His wife Sam, our main director, videographer person, she is in Camping World, doing a lot of parts and I think service tech kind of stuff. I don't know. We don't like to talk about work. It's fucking terrible. And then sometimes we'll film 3 to 4 episodes in a day. It just depends on how everything's going, the creative flow is going, and how we can get everybody out. I probably have an entire notebook. You know what? I'll go get the notebook. Show you guys. Okay, so it's a little bit more than one notebook, and it's not all bird stuff, but I have 3 notebooks almost completely filled with ideas about episodes and things like that. So if we could just get everybody out, time schedules and everything worked out. This was the original notebook that we started with. I don't know if you can make that out, but it says, soon to be famous Burt ideas. Maybe we were a little overzealous, a little over-optimistic, but the majority of season 1 was written here, and most of the episodes were actually done in one night. Drinking, brainstorming, having fun. I think that's the big focus for us, is just get out there, have fun, hope other people laugh at it. If not, shit. And actually a lot of episodes have been filmed at this house. Such as the home invasion. I mean, I guess that might be the only one. We actually do a lot of our filming out on my family's farm, which is about 15 to 20 minutes away from here. It's where I grew up, and I know like a lot of great hunting spots out there, and that's where most of the episodes are actually filmed. If you'll notice, in most of the early Burt episodes, there is a lovely tree line, and it looks beautiful down through there. What you don't see is there is a chicken house in the back there, an open field in the back, and several tree stands completely throughout this thing. Oh, I guess that's another thing that I just noticed watching this. All these tattoos are, yes, they're permanently attached to me. Yeah, that's real. Tattoo regret? Maybe. Give me a break. Now, most shots are done on the Canon T3i that I'm using right now. If this camera could video itself, I would show you that camera. But this, without a mirror or something terrible like that, I just don't see that being a possibility right now. But when we're not shooting on the T3i, we are often going with my DJI. Yeah, the Osmo. This is a sexy camera. I don't know if you detected that from what I was... Is this thing rolling? Anyway, we use the DJI Osmo for more of the action shots and some of the side-scrolling shots like that. The footage is great. It's a great camera. I do have issues sometimes with it syncing up on my phone. Maybe that's my phone's fault. I don't want to blame a $600 camera for the faults of a phone. So I'm just not going to do it. This thing's innocent, my phone sucks. And again, through most of Season 1, it was nothing but the T3i. Season 2, we've upgraded a little bit, and we started using the Osmo here, and the GoPro. Is this a sponsor? Do I need to... It looks like it's gravitating towards that camera as I'm holding it. Either way, the Hero 4 is wonderful. It uses an LCD screen to let you see exactly what you're shooting. I ended up selling you on this. I'm sorry. That happens. But those are the three main cameras. I know you saw an XL1S sitting in the back here, but that's not anything that we use. That's not even HD. It's more of a prop at this point. Did I do like a good evil bad guy? You've walked into my office at the end of a heroic movie kind of spin. Let me do it again. Let me do it again. Yes, well, I think I get a lot of questions about where the ideas come from and things like that. A lot of it's just satire about the area that we live in and the people that you run into out here. No, I've never met an actual bird. That's not, I don't think that anyone could be that dumb. Unless it's on purpose. And I've certainly never met anyone who constantly had a beer glued to their hand. I don't think that's possible either. But he is built up from different crazy people that I've met here. I look pissed off. Am I mad? I didn't know it. Are you mad? Anyway, physical fitness. Yeah, I take care of myself. I guess. Enough to somewhat accurately portray myself to be a redneck zombie slayer who drinks constantly. The regimen, it's pretty much your standard high protein, low carb, no sugar kind of diet, and I use a lot of high intensity interval training and bodybuilding techniques, and I still do a lot of my mixed martial arts training, things like that. It keeps me, I guess, looking believable as a zombie slayer. Bert actually started out as a character on another YouTube show that I used to do. Yeah, I know. No beard, less muscular. No machete either, ironically. And I don't know where this concept came from. It was probably December of 2014, and I remember I had a lovely dream about being like this crazy redneck guy slaying zombies. The attire was different in the dream, and it seemed more like a guy that I grew up with him working on the farm, and I guess I took him and planted me as him in my dream and just started slaying zombies left and right. So I woke up and I'm going through this in my head. I thought it was crazy, So I tell my girlfriend at the time, and I was like, you know what I'd like to do is a show where I do this, this, and this. Understandably, I was told that I was idiotic for thinking such a thing. But with being idiotic comes being an actual idiot. Therefore, I pursued this anyway, made it happen. Probably a couple $1,000s later, I have burnt the show. It's great. But something like this, it's fun in its own way. It's an investment in enjoyment in life, enriching your life through creative expression and just going through and just doing what you want to do. We can just, most of the time, all we're doing is we'll get together, we'll have a couple drinks, and we'll turn on the camera, and whether we have an idea or we don't have an idea, it's really organic to just get in front of the camera, do what you think is fun or funny, and, well, the unfunny things get cut out in editing, so, yeah, there's a safety net there, I guess. What do people want to know about Bert? Why do people want to know about that? That's actually a really good question, is why does anyone care where it comes from? Isn't it good enough that it's just there, that you have it? You know the origins of everything?